Hi guys, welcome to Vic and Vern Sport Chat and welcome to our Premier League predictions for week 22. And I'm telling you, somebody took one hell of a beating. Well, a lot of people took one hell of a beating this week, but it wasn't me. It wasn't that song, but it wasn't me. There you go. No, looking good. Guys, hope you're all doing well. Hey, listen here, we've hit 129,000 subscribers now. That is fantastic. Keep it up. Let's, what am I doing here? Let's keep on liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification button. Get a hold of us for your tips. That's the email address. Check that out. You might notice that I'm here, but somebody else is not here. No, Vern, something came up. Vern has to take care of some family business quickly, and so he's not here today. So the show can only get better. There you go. Oh, that's not good, man. That is not good, Mo. All our love and our greetings to your mother, and get well soon. There you go, guys. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get to the starting point, right? So Vern was on 122 points. I was on 135. Moi, yes. Okay. And these were the tips of the week. So let's have a look how this went this week. Yeah, we'll go. So obviously West Ham lost to Nottingham Forest 2-1, and I had 3 points, and Vern only got 1 because I tipped the perfect tip. Then Bournemouth against Spurs 3-2. I went 2-1. I got a point. Vern got nothing. So Vern has 2 games, no points. I'm going to tell you that's the trend today. That's the trend. Brentford Sunderland. I tipped that one as well. I tipped 2-1. I got a point. Vern got nothing. Crystal Palace against Aston Villa. I tipped 1-1. It was 0-0. I got a point. Vern tipped 2-1. He got nothing. Now Everton against Wolves. I tipped 1-1. We tipped 2-1 and 1-2, and it was 1-1, so no one got a point there. Fulham Chelsea. 2-1 for Fulham. We both didn't get a point there because Vern had a draw and I had a Chelsea win. Man City Brighton. We both went with a Man City win. It was a draw, so no points there. Burnley against Manchester United. We both went with a United win, and it was a draw, no points. Both of us went with a Newcastle win, 2-1 and 2-0 respectively. It was 4-3, so we each get a point there. And we both went with an Arsenal draw. I went 3-3. Vern went 2-2. It was 0-0, so a point there for Vern. What does that mean for this week before we break down the games a little bit? I got 8 points. Vern got 2 points. 2 points. And that means at the moment, this is how it stands, boys and girls. This is how it stands. It's getting a little bit embarrassing now, because I'm up by 19 points already. Vern's got a 124. I'm on 143. Not looking good for Vern. Not looking good for him at freaking all. But look at those games. I mean, big win for Nottingham Forest. West Ham were atrocious. West Ham look like they're going to get relegated right now. Bournemouth surprised Tottenham. I don't know how Thomas Frank is holding on to his job there in Tottenham. That's not going to go long. Brentford, good win against Sunderland. Good win against a strong Sunderland side. Crystal Palace taking points off Aston Villa. If you look at it, Aston Villa drop points. Yes, there are games tonight and tomorrow. I'll get into that later. Then Crystal Palace, Aston Villa was 0-0. Everton and Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton have picked up a few points in the last games, but 1-1 still not enough to get them out of trouble. Fulham beating Chelsea. I kind of expected that last game before they had the new manager in. Good win for Fulham. Man City dropping points to Brighton. Burnley, Man United, another shit show from United. Newcastle Leeds, maybe the game of the week there. It was like 3-3 until the 980th minute. I mean, they were like so much extra time, and then Newcastle still nipped it. And then at the last game of the week, Arsenal could have made a big push towards the title because Aston Villa dropped points and Man City dropped points. But they didn't. They drew to Liverpool in a terrible game. There was a few good goal mouthsies, but it wasn't a great game. I think Arsenal could have put more into it to win it. They didn't. So there we go. So let's have a look at the table quickly. There you go. So Arsenal 6 points ahead of Man City and Aston Villa. Liverpool in 4th for the moment. Brentford really doing well in 5th. Newcastle move up to 6th. The same amount of points as Manchester United. Chelsea in 8th. Fulham in 9th and Sunderland still in 10th. Look, I still believe it's all the way down to Sunderland, maybe all the way down to Tottenham. I think are still fighting for the European places. It's not looking good for West Ham, Burnley and Wolves. And actually Wolves is the best out of the 3 at the moment in the last few games. Wolves is the team that's picking up points. West Ham is a shambles. They got Tottenham on the weekend. They need to win that one. So let's have a look what's happening there. But before we move on, yes, I do know that Michael Carrick is officially now the interim till the end of the season. Don't know why we have to have an interim of an interim of an interim, but that's just the way these new owners do business. Now, let's have a quick look what you guys tipped this week. We'll start off with Lawrence. Don't forget, before we get there, you guys, we've got a competition out there. I'm going to move my screen. My head's going to disappear now a little bit. There you go. This shirt, the Vic and Vern Sports shirt, t-shirt shirt, plus, let me get the camera back up to normal, plus a lot of Swiss chocolates is up for grabs, man. About a kilo of Swiss chocolates and the t-shirt to whoever who scores 15 or more points first. So let's have a look how that is done, okay? So, yeah. This is what you got to do. You got to send an email like Lawrence did here with all your tips for the weekend. Those were Lawrence's tips. Lawrence did well this weekend. He got 6 points. He did best from all our guests. Paul, the Arsenal fan. You're atrocious, Paul. You are flicking atrocious. You scored 1 point. 1 freaking point. And then we have Monis. Monis, the young man there from Cape Town. If I'm correct, Monis scored 3 points. So not as bad as Paul. Not as good as Lawrence. Definitely not as good as Moa. But better than Vern. There you go. That's the way it is. So guys, send those tips in. You know what the email is. I'll put it out there afterwards again. But let's have a look at this week's tips. Here we go. Yes, baby, the Manchester derby coming up on the weekend. And it's not Man City against Manchester United. It's Manchester United against Man City. We are at home. So I've got to flip that one around. Just remember, United are at home. I got a 2-1 and Vern's going for a 2-0 for City. Scumbag. Sunderland against, I might not have it in the same thing. Okay, Chelsea against Brentford. Chelsea-Brentford, I'm going 2-0. Vern's going 2-1. I think the new manager bounce will be there for Chelsea. Then we have Leeds-Fulham. I'm going 2-1 for Leeds. Vern's going with a 1-1. I like Leeds doing well this season. I actually had Leeds and Sunderland both going down with Burnley, but doesn't seem to be the case this year. Then we have Liverpool against Burnley. Vern's going with a 3-0 for Burnley. I'm going with a 5-0 for Liverpool. I think Liverpool will just whack them. Sunderland against Palace. Now that's an interesting one. Vern's going with a 1-0 for Sunderland. I'm going for a draw, 1-1. Spurs West Ham. Now that is a big game. If you're a West Ham fan, this is a must-win game. Otherwise, I think you're relegated. I don't think you come back from this. I got a 1-1. Vern's got a 2-1 for Spurs. So if our tips come right, it's not looking good for West Ham. Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. I wanted to go with upset here, but I don't think so. I think Forest will lose. I'm going 2-1. Vern's going 3-1. Wolverhampton, Newcastle. That's where I have the upset. I think Wolverhampton win this one. 2-1 against Newcastle. Vern's going 2-1 for Newcastle. Aston Villa, Everton. Both of us going with an Aston Villa win. I'm going 2-1 and Vern is going 2-0. And last but not least, Brighton against Bournemouth. I'm going 2-1 for Brighton. Vern's going 3-1. So we've got a lot of interesting games coming up this weekend. I mean, look, the Premier League table. Let's get back to the table quickly. Let's put it out there again. Let's put out the top of the table. I mean, City and Aston Villa can't drop points anymore. Otherwise, Arsenal's going to run away with it. Liverpool, they won't lose. They won't lose to Burnley. So they're looking good. Brentford, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, Fulham, Sunderland. They all need wins. Man United, we can do 2 things this weekend. We can score 3 points and help ourselves. And we can take 3 points of City and derail their season. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? And then at the bottom half of the table, I mean, we've got to look at the bottom half. I mean, if you Wolves, Burnley and West Ham, wins are a must, but are Burnley going to win in Liverpool? No, I think Wolves got a good chance against Newcastle to get something. West Ham against Spurs, that is a London derby, you never know. And Nottingham Forest and Leeds, they still got to look over their shoulder. I think once they get to around about 35 points, they should be safe. But Nottingham Forest and Leeds, yeah, they got to be careful because Forest is going to drop points, I think, to Arsenal. So Forest won't score any points. If West Ham can pick up anything here, they could close the gap maybe to 4 points. So it could become very, very interesting. There you go. Let's get rid of that. What did I do? I did that. Oh, you guys, you asked me about football. Yes. Tonight I'm doing the Carabao Cup live. Manchester City against Newcastle United. So join me for that at 9 o'clock. That starts 9 o'clock Central European time. And tomorrow I will be doing Chelsea against Arsenal as well as Vern doing 2 AFCON games tomorrow. The 2 semi-finals. It's Egypt, Senegal, Nigeria, Morocco. All on the channel tomorrow. So join us for that. So that is our predictions for this week. Don't forget, let me take all the numbers and arrows away so that I can put it out there. Because, Vern doesn't want to look at this anymore because he's doing really shit. Guys, that's the email address. Vern will be back for the next show, definitely. Nah, City's not winning, man. Oh, you mean tonight? Maybe. On the weekend, we're beating them, baby. We're beating them. Michael Carrick's at the wheel, man. God, we'll see. We will see. Look, there's a lot of good coaches out there at the moment. Looks like Luis Enrique is going to get sacked. Xavi Alonso's sacked. There's some good managers out there to be had. So we'll see what happens. But that's the Premier League prediction show for this week. Don't forget, you can win the t-shirt and you can win the chocolates, baby. All you got to do is get 15 points. How do you get 15 points? Well, you tip correctly. For a 100% correct tip, you get 3 points. For the right, for the right tendency, you get 1 point. And if you get it totally wrong, you get no points. There you go. So out of 10 games, you can score 50 points. We want you to score 15 for the prize. There you go. So guys, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Enjoy your football. Enjoy the Premier League. And we'll see each other soon. Ciao, ciao.